Hello. Welcome to the Mysterious Store, where we turn you into a mysterious person. How are you doing today? Good? Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Well, how can I help you? You have an appointment? Okay, I can totally have a look for you. So, what did you say your name was? Okay, and what time was your appointment? Okay. I see you right here. And you said you wanted the mystery special, right? Yes, absolutely. That is our specialty here. Yes, we specialize in turning people into sort of an androgynous being of, confusion and mystery. So we can totally do that for you. It's going to be, it's a little bit on the expensive side, I have to say, but it is a sort of a luxury store. If you wanted a little bit less of less luxury, we do have some options. We also take, all Klarna, all of those kinds of things that make sure that so that if you wanted to pay in installments, you totally can. That's absolutely one of those things that is, this is very important, and we want to make sure that people are able to afford it. So it is going to cost about that much, as you can see here. Are you okay with that? Okay, yeah. I know it's in the millions, but it's really not that bad. I mean, there's a trillionaire among us now, so really people should be able to afford millions. We're not fighting for scraps here at the bottom now, are we? So, with that, are you happy with if I'm the one to actually do your makeup? Yeah, I mean, I can get someone else if you'd like, but I'm free and you'd have to wait for someone else. Okay, yeah, I can totally do it. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to put your hair back. I think that generally we work with makeup, but we don't mess with hair. So if you want a gender, sort of a gender neutral, more androgynous haircut of some kind, we do have those facilities, but they are in the back. And you're going to have to go there and schedule your own appointment, okay? Okay, so let's just go ahead and okay. Perfect. And then there's the next one over here, just on this side over here. Yep. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so from here, let's just take a look at what the features of your face actually have, right? So I think, just from looking at you, okay, stop making that, stop making that face. We are not on Instagram right now. Just look at me normally, don't try to mog me right now. So let's just do this. As you're looking at me, I can see we're going to need to adjust the jaw a little bit. We want to make sure that the jaw is particularly, it's not particularly square, but it's also not very pronounced. It's sort of striding that line. Everybody has some form of facial hair, whether they are assigned at whatever gender they are assigned at birth. That tends to be that they have, whether it's very fine or very thick, but we want to make sure that it is just a little bit, just a little bit of stubble. I think that would go a really, really long way. But then we want to make sure that your eyebrows are a little messy. We want to make sure those are very clean, because we want you to give off this vibe of intentionality, right? Yeah, absolutely, intentionality, right? That is a word. So once we do that, we're going to work on your eyes. Make sure you have some nice, some mascara on your eyes over here. Your eyelashes kind of need it. And then some eyeshadow will go a long way here. I mean, eyeshadow is pretty gender neutral, I would say. I mean, it does lean feminine, I will admit, but we're not going to go the typical, just complete feminine eyeshadow. We're going to try and stride the line over there, because when it comes to masculine eyeshadow, it tends to be either just very simple eyeliner or almost nothing at all. Or maybe even just a little bit of a warm tone, just to make them look I don't know, like they've been like they're vulnerable or something. But for you, we want something somewhere in the middle. And then, of course, we're just going to make sure that you have nice, even skin. We're going to go ahead and contour that nose to make sure that it is paper thin, because no matter what gender you are and what gender you want to present, you must have a completely thin and skinny nose, because, that's just what society has deemed the norm. So, let us go ahead and get started here. Do you have any makeup on you right now? Okay, well, if that is the case, let's just go ahead here and, okay. I'm just going to wipe off some of that makeup that you currently have on. Okay, it's just, there we go. Very good. So how did you hear about us? Online. Okay. We try not to post online or anything like that. We're very, we like to sort of, we're very local, right? We don't want to, grow bigger than we really are, right? So, and we're very niche, every client of ours has to pay at least $1 million. So it's, our clientele is a little distinguished, I will say. Okay, so I removed some of your makeup here. So let's go ahead and work on just evening out your skin first. I think that tends to be the thing to do first, right? Yes, I do know what I'm doing. It's just that, when it comes to the different kinds of people that want this kind of service, sometimes even skin can go against it. Like I think even skin would work well to make you look more androgynous. However, some people are very beautiful, right? And so if we give them uneven skin, it ends up looking like they're a little bit more mysterious, right? Like there's something going on. And so, we end up going for that instead. So, okay. Let's go ahead here and just go. Okay, I put some on there. Let's go ahead here and I'm just patting it in there, making sure it's nice and even. I don't want to remove this is a sheer formula, so it's not going to do too much. It's just going to even it out just a little bit, right? It's not like a full coverage sort of situation. We're not that kind of place. And if you wanted a full coverage, I think you could go someplace else. You could find someplace else, I think. So let's go ahead. Okay. Very good. And down your nose here and on your chin and on the jaw. Yeah, and so because it's clear, or not clear, but it's sort of a clear formula, what's going to end up happening is that it's going to, it's not going to cover up any of the hairs, and because you end up having some anyway, and it's going to, we're going to be able to accentuate that in a second, okay? I know you might find it rude or something, but it's really not. It's actually very important. So, okay, so we have that. How are we? Do you mind if I touch your face? I just want to move it around a little bit. No, okay. Well, what if I wore a glove? Okay, better. Okay, so I just want to pat it, because I find there's some spots that are a little uneven, right? And I want to make sure that you get a good even coverage. Okay. Very good. Okay. And so next what we're going to do is work on that jaw. So I am going to, I know it's scary, but don't worry. we are licensed here. We make sure that everybody has at the very least taken a 2-week course on this. So what's going to end up happening is that I am going to cut away some of your jaw, and where is it? Here. And what we're going to do is I'm going to add some back to your jaw. We're just reshaping here, okay? So, and here I'll demonstrate. It doesn't hurt. It's only the removal of a little bit of bone and adding of a little bit of bone, okay? So it's really not that bad. So just here. Yeah, see, it's really not that bad. It's just I'm trying to get it into a more androgynous shape here. I think what you have right now is a little too extreme. So I'm just trying to... Yeah. You know how like when you have clay and you like cut away pieces of the clay to form a shape? That's kind of what I'm doing right now. There you go. And there's also, and let's add a little bit over here. So let me just grab a little bit. Okay, and then okay. Okay. Now I just need to smooth it out a little bit. So let's just go ahead here and there. Go like that. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Wonderful. Okay, now you have a very androgynous jaw. Wonderful. Let's go ahead now and work on those on the stubble, right? We don't want something incredibly stubbly where it reads very masculine. Instead, we want it to feel like, like people aren't sure if it's peach fuzz or if it's like, actual stubble, right? So it's just, we have to be very careful here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this very, very small brush, and it's going to be very intense detail work, okay? And I have here, this palette is going to really come back multiple times during this. So I have a peach fuzz color, and I'm just going to mix it with a little bit of our stubble color. Oh yes, it's just standardized across it's internationally standardized. Have you not heard of that? Okay. You're really behind the times. So with that, let me just go ahead here and yep, nice detail work here. Yeah, and see what's happening here is that some hairs look like they might be stubble, some hairs look like it's peach fuzz, and some areas I'm leaving blank to make it look like they're not sure, like you're not sure what if there even is any hair over there, right? You might argue that might make you look like a mess, and I argue that that is incorrect. So for $1 million, I know what I'm doing. Okay, and then down the neck here, just a little bit. Yep, right there. Okay, and here. And just up here, just a little bit. Okay, there we go. Perfect. All right, so now let's go ahead and deal with your eyebrows. Because once we do with the eyebrows, all we have to do is the eyes, and the eyes are fairly simple. We don't have to do too much about it. So, with the eyebrows, how much are you willing for me to change them? Like I said, we want them to look very sleek. I can go the route of just like trimming them, or just shaping them into the shape that they naturally want to be, but they could also be shaped into something completely different. Now, there are pros and cons with either, of course. So if you want this to be is this, you know, if this look is meant to be for like an event, for like a party of some kind, then changing your eyebrows is really not, is, you know, it's going to be an intense change, but it's very fun and it's very unique. However, once it starts growing back, you're going to have to get them touched up. But if you want something a little bit less high maintenance, we can go with the simple route, right? Of just like shaping it to what it already is shaped or wanting to be shaped as. Okay, just leave it up to me. Okay, well, if that is the case, I'm going to go ahead and change the whole thing up, mainly because I don't particularly love your eyebrows. Yeah, they've offended me, really. When you walked in, I was really offended, but I didn't want to say anything, mainly because we didn't know each other very well. But I think at this point, we're past it, practically besties. So, yeah, your eyebrows they're really offensive. Honestly, I think that it is a hate crime. So, I think what we should do here is, with this, I am going to grab some of our natural eyebrow color, and I'm going to trace out the shape that I want. So, just grabbing some here. Yes. See, it's all about mixing the correct color here. That's one of the things that you're paying for, is that you're not paying for a palette that's already been pre-mixed and made. No. This is mixed on the spot, right? It's custom. Okay. So now I'm just going to work on your eyebrows here and trace where I think they should be. So like that, and then like that, like that, like this. Yeah, just like that, and like this. Okay, and so since we've traced it, so we normally do a wax method. However, I think that waxing tends to be very rough on the skin, very, and not particularly, let's just say, not particularly nice to the person in the skin. So what we're instead going to do is that using these, I'm instead going to rub against your skin so hard that the hair is just going to naturally fall off. And that way you just don't have to worry about it. It's sort of like waxing, but just like, it's just a different method, right? And there's pros and cons to either, but I don't really want to get into it because I think that you might say no if I get into it. So let's just go ahead here, and there we go. Yeah, you can see that the hair is already starting to fall off. And I just have to follow the lines that I made. Oh, thank you. I have worked really, really hard to get this job, and I feel like a lot of people think that my customer service skills are not that good. But I challenge them to think of any other person that would, be comfortable enough and get comfortable enough with a client to be able to tell them that their eyebrows are offensive. I think that, honestly, if anything, I'm not only just doing you a service, I honestly think that I'm like a hero, Okay. All right. And then I'm just doing the other eyebrow here, if you didn't realize. Okay, and then over here, and right there. There, I'm noticing something over here. I need to yep, there we go. There's just a few strays. Okay. Okay. How's it looking here? How's it looking? Very good, very good. Okay. Does it feel a little tender? Yeah, it's a little red, but it'll go down with time. It'll go down with time. Really, you don't have to worry too much about it. But close your eyes. Okay, perfect. Now it will go down with time. But yes, it burns. It absolutely burns. I have to not. I have to make sure that you don't back out from this treatment, because otherwise it might get infected and you might die. So I just wanted to make sure that everything was okay and that I was able to put that on you. So I'm sorry if that spooked you. Okay, so lastly, let's go ahead and do the eyeshadow. So eyeshadow, we're going very light. We're going very soft, right? And what that's going to do is it's going to create an alluring look, right? It's going to be very mysterious. And I'm going to create a custom color that's very deep, but also light, but also incredibly sparkly, but not with glitter. And it's also going to have, it's going to be a little dull as well. It's also, it's going to be a very cool color, but there's going to be a little warmth on the inside, okay? So with all that in mind, let's just mix that color. It should be a very simple task here, right? Like that, and there we go. Like so. Okay. What do you think? Is it good? Okay. I know you didn't think I'd be able to do it, but again, like I said, we take at the very least a 2-week course on this, so we're practically experts, and everybody trains for this kind of thing, or for the job that they really want, right? Like, doctors train to be doctors, and engineers train to be engineers, artists train to be artists, and I took a 2-week course, and now I'm able to rub your skin raw so that you don't have any hair growing there anymore. Anyway, let's just go ahead here and yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry. You do need to close your eyes. I did just put a little bit of makeup into your eye. It's fine. It'll wash away. Yeah, it might get infected a little bit, but that's totally fine. So just close your eyes. Okay, there we go. Okay, then over here. Okay. Very good. Okay, so let's take a look here and let's see. Okay, I think that is pretty good, if I do say so myself. You looking very mysterious, and someone will look at you and they'll have a lot of questions, but they also will not know your gender, and I think that's generally what we strive for. I did add a little extra touch just for me, just a few extra things. They might not know your gender, but they also might be confused about why you look like that, in terms of, as if someone has brutalized you. But regardless, I think I did a fantastic job, and I think that once you get to the front desk, they will help you pay in whatever installments is necessary for you. Okay then? All right then. Bye-bye.